Hello and welcome. This is OBN, Voice for the People. I'm Orkali with the news. The Transitional Military Council and the Forces for Freedom and Change of the Sudan have signed the final power-sharing deal in Khartoum on Saturday. Prime Minister of Ethiopia, Abiy Ahmed, has witnessed the signing ceremony of peace deal brokered by Ethiopia and the African Union. Olkaba Wendumu has the story.
Prime Minister of Ethiopia, Dr. Abiy Ahmed, has taken part in the final power-sharing deal in Khartoum between the Transitional Military Council and the Forces for Freedom and Change in Sudan. Both parties have appreciated the role Ethiopia has played in facilitating the agreements. They expressed that the constitutional and political agreements will lay a foundation for sustainable democracy and development. In his remarks following the signing of the agreement, Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed called upon the people of Sudan to be custodians of peace and guardians of dignity as they work towards building democracy. After the visit, the Premier returned to Ethiopia with over 100 female prisoners who were victims of trafficking that have been in Sudan en route to the other countries. Among them are individuals imprisoned for various offences. The returned individuals have shared their insights for OBN. I was paid 500 per monthly for being servants at an individual house. When I came here, I have paid more than 20,000 for illegal brokers. Then they have transferred me to the Sudan. After I arrived here in Sudan, they took away my passport from me. Then after, I had no option without experiencing this bad condition. I'm fine and healthy when I was in my country, Ethiopia. After I came here, I've encountered many untold experiences, including the injury that happened to my leg. Now I can't walk. I'm very joyful today. It is a unique and special day for us. The Prime Minister brought us with his plan. It is more than our expectation. We are very much happy to be here in our home country safely.
This magic smiling Prime Minister, by the way, is for the second time that he brought prisoners from the Sudan. One when al-Bashir was on power, and this one is the second time, where of course you witnessed that deal that the opposing forces signed together on Saturday yesterday. Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed said Ethiopia is working to stop importing wheat in the coming 3 years. A delegation of senior government officials led by the Prime Minister visited farmlands developed through cluster in RC zone. Lata Teresa reports.
A delegation led by Prime Minister of Ethiopia, Dr. Abiy Ahmed, has visited farmland developed in cluster in RC zone in Oromia regional state. High-ranking federal and regional government officials, including Minister of Defense Lemma Magarsa and Vice President of the Oromia regional state Shimallis Abdisa, accompanied the Premier. During their visit, the officials have taken part in sanitation campaign that took place in entire town of the zone. Speaking at the event, Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed said the farmers' effort to cultivate in a modern way is promising.
RC zone is known for growing crops like wheat and barley. It's a fertile land. Previously, the farmers used to cultivate their land solely, but now they began to farm in a modern way. We came here to visit the status of the work, see the effort of farmers and identify if there is something expected of the government. The visit was really amazing. It's encouraging. This work should be strengthened.
The Premier stressed that his government is working to stop importing wheat within 3 years.
If we scale up this exemplary work in other parts of the country, at least we can ensure food security. Currently, we are importing wheat from abroad. We can stop it. We've started operation to stop importing wheat within the next 3 years. Its result is promising. Hard working and cooperation with one another is vital. Not only politics, focusing on work is important. If we do so, the future of Ethiopia will be brighter. It's possible to bring the desired change.
Arsibale is, by the way, known as the granary of Ethiopia, that they produce wheat and barley abundantly, and if it's worked hard, it goes that way. Meanwhile, Minister of Defense Lama Magarsa, during his visit to RC Zone with Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed, appreciated farmers of the zone for developing their farmlands in cluster. He called on the youth to work hard to eradicate poverty. Lata Teresa again reports.
A delegation led by Prime Minister Dr. Abiy Ahmed has visited RC Zone. Minister of Defense Lemar Magarsa was among the senior government officials with the Prime Minister, where Lama appreciated the exemplary work of the farmers of the zone as they embarked on cluster farming.
We are delighted very much over your promising work, because previously our farming system was fragmented, but currently you are developing your land in clusters surprisingly. Growth begins just like this. I would like to congratulate you all.
He urged the farmers and the youth to work hard in order to combat poverty.
Since farming is solution for any problem of our farmers, if this move continues, not only alleviating poverty, it is also possible to develop as other countries did. Therefore, all of us should work hard, especially the youth, because it is the only way that would enable us to get rid of poverty and other problems.
Lama Magarsa, charismatic leader, was president of the Oromia Region State, now Minister of Defense of the nation. Of course, he was the engine of the change that happened in Ethiopia, and Team Lama, nicknamed that way. A delegation led by Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed has participated in the monthly cleaning up campaign in Itaya town of Hetosa district in RC Zone. Fukad Brown was more.
Federal and regional senior government officials led by Prime Minister Dr. Abiy Ahmed have participated on the 4th national cleaning campaign in Etosa district of RC Zone. Residents of Itaya town of Etosa district have warmly welcomed the officials. They have also actively participated on the cleaning activity of the town. Some residents who have participated on the cleaning campaign said cleaning their town with high government officials initiated them for better work.
We are very happy by being with our leaders. All residents of our town have been actively participating on cleaning campaign, and we will sustain it. When we clean ourselves from every bad thing, we can do good deeds for ourselves as well as for our country. There will also be love among human beings, so we support it. We are cleaning ourselves from hatred and our environment from dirty things. We are also ready to sustain this steady change being with our government.
After the cleaning, the leaders have visited farmers' land which have been developed through cluster in Shaki village of Hetosa district. It is said that more than 78 hectares of land has been developed by cluster in Shaki village. On the event, Prime Minister Dr. Abiy Ahmed underscored that it is crucial to modernize agriculture in order to increase product and productivity.
Cluster is very important for our region. Modernizing agriculture is not only for market purpose, it is good for everything. Our land is also suitable for this. We should coordinate and support our farmers to benefit them from the system.
This cleaning up campaign was declared by Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed in April and now going on. In related news, Speaker of Chafi Oromia Lomi Bedo said cleaning environment should be developed as a culture to create healthy and productive society. The 4th round monthly cleanup campaign has been conducted in Adama town, where the remark came out. Adisa Safa explains.
It is quite known that Prime Minister Dr. Abiy Ahmed has launched the environmental cleaning campaign in April under the theme of Let's Keep Our Environment from Waste and Our Mind from Hatred. Speaking of which, in all towns of Oromia Regional State cleaning campaign has been carried out. Residents of Adama town also participated on environmental cleaning. In addition to cleaning their environment, residents of the town have partaken on mass sport and conducted medical checkup for cancer and diabetes. Some participants talked to OBN about the occasion. The people would be free from addiction. In the meantime, this would create good condition for community to be familiar with physical exercise. I am really glad to be here because having a clean environment would create good opportunity for everything, whereas physical exercise would make us healthy. Having clean environment has the following advantages. 1. Our children would be free from disease. 2. Our town would be tidy. And 3. It paves the way for economical development. Every month we gather together and keep our environment from waste and erase hatred from our mind. Deputy Mayor of Adama Town, Mohammed Kamal, noted that the number of participants is increasing time to time, and this shows that the people are being aware of the importance of environmental cleaning. On this fourth round campaign, the number of participants has increased. This shows that the public is developing culture of cleaning. In addition to this, the community is participating on mass sport, and this would make them healthy. Speaker of Chafe Oromia, Lomi Bedo, underscored that participating in mass on such campaign would strengthen unity of the people. What I have seen in Adama Town should be an example for the country. The interval that we gather together for such job shouldn't be monthly basis. The reason why I said so is that participation of the people is so overwhelming. Since the people are conditioned to it, it would be better if we could gather and clean on every week. The people should develop culture of cleaning environment, not necessarily by gathering together in this form, added Lomi Bedo. Not only cleaning by mass, we could make it with very few people in our surrounding too. If we develop such kinds of trend, we will have tidy country.
Adama Town, jewel of the Rift Valley, by the way, the second largest town in Ethiopia. And I think that is killing two birds with a single stone, mass sport and cleaning environment. Wonderful it is. Ministry of Finance announced that what Ethiopia has secured this fiscal year from export trade is less than that of the last budget year by 171 million USD. The ministry has briefed the media on its performance of 2018-19 fiscal year. Fukadu Burhan with the story.
Ministry of Finance has briefed the media concerning its work performance of 2018-19 budget year. While briefing the media, Director of Communication Affairs Directorate with the ministry, Haji Ibsa, said the ministry has collected more than 85% of money out of the total plan.
In the past year, we planned to collect more than 318 billion birr, and we have collected more than 326 billion birr.
He added that they have prepared 8 principles to properly collect tax income. Concerning foreign loan, the director noted that it has been reducing since the reform started in the country. Haji underscored that the country has earned less income than that of the previous year from export trade.
In foreign trade, our income has declined this year. For instance, the country collected $2.5 billion in 2017-18, and this year we have secured more than 2.3 billion United States dollars. This shows us it has declined by 7.1%.
He further noted that it is very important to fully operate agriculture and industrial parks in order to increase export income. Inflation was on 15% in 2018-19, and works are underway to solve the problem, according to the director. The statement states that the country has been facing greater loss due to delays of different projects.
Around 1,000 projects have delayed for more than 2 years. Due to this, the government has lost 43 billion birr.
He pointed out that regions have been using youth revolving fund properly, except 3 regions: Afar, Somali, and Dredawa.